11:04 a.m.
Reach the chambers of the Honorable James T. Rooney. If you'd like to leave a message for Judge Rooney, Chris Diacra, or Terry Murphy, please do so now. Thank you and have a great day.
Yes, hi. I just realized I forgot to leave my name, and I just thought I would also suggest you take a look at my YouTube page, because although it's very sloppy and there's nothing impressive about it, it's something that I'm trying to put together for a future project, and so right now it's a mess. But I put together some of the highlights of these, what I believe are deliberate interruptions and distractions created by these quote-unquote activists for the past year. And I mean to the point of, if the mayor asks to open the door for fresh air to come in, they'll argue with her about that. It's way beyond what Reginald Johnson came down to simply point out. This argumentative atmosphere was really odd, and in fact, that's why I went down myself almost a year ago to try to maybe take the conversation somewhere else. And then watching this for so long, I realized, I know this sounds nuts, but I truly believe in my heart that money exchanged hands to cause this disruption in the council meetings under Mayor Foster's time, because I also believe that the new mayor-elect, has zoning issues on his mind and knows he can work with this judge who, they've known each other for 25 years, and in some ways that's how it works, but there is a selfish motivation on the side of Catalina and Mar and Hirsch and the Cardellini family, and things that are going on right now. I believe that they've even involved the people in housing, and that's where Daryl Davis comes in, because he claims to be, and I guess to some degree is, a spokesperson. But though under the guise of living conditions, I believe there's other stuff going on that they would never in a million years discuss publicly, if you know what I mean. So their relationship with the police, for example, at the last meeting, I spoke and I politely pointed out that for simply having asked the new mayor-elect to tell us the story of what happened in 1994 in Monroe and why he was charged with the felony of election tampering. He's won the election, so why not clear the air and let us know for sure the election is what it seems to have been? His response to me was, "I will have you arrested." And again, this is something that's recorded on a phone, so this is not something that I'm just saying. And before this message runs out, I'm sorry this is all a little jarbled here, but I truly believe that money's exchanged hands, as I said, and these people have just worked some kind of system to really a coup d'etat, to just remove the mayor, Mayor Foster, under the pretense of racism, which is absolutely ridiculous. And none of these people are my friends. I side with nobody. I am not even really a political person. But like I said, for the past year, I've watched this go on. Oh, that's what I was going to say. At the last meeting when I spoke on December 9th, towards the end, I pointed out that for the mayor-elect to say he's going to arrest me for asking a perfectly legitimate question, politely, mind you, is what we accuse Saddam Hussein of doing. So my words might have been somewhat, dramatic, but it's true what I'm saying. One of Daryl Davis's girlfriends came up right after me and said, started calling me mentally ill at least half a dozen times in the 3 minutes we're allowed to speak. And after that, it was cruel, and it was personal attack that they accuse other people of doing. It was uh, really hurtful. I in fact didn't hear the beginning of it because I saw it on the television. So this plays on television for 2 weeks. But what I'm trying to get to before I run out is she high-fived the chief of police after this. And this is the same woman who jumps on top of the pew um, in this supposed brawl that Reginald Johnson was involved in, and he was not. Reginald Johnson simply said, if you want to talk to me, you can talk to me outside. He was angry when he said it, but he's a human being, and frankly, I think anyone can see that Gerald Davis stood up as he tried to turn it into a fight, because that's what he's paid to do, and obviously I can never approve that, but that is my gut feeling, and real quick, but if I get cut off, about almost 10 years ago, when I had to stand before Judge Marr, I was not paid $400 by a man named Vincent Savata or something, who owns Gymnastics City. He stiffed me for work that I did for a website a very long time ago, $400, like a 20-page website, and I went to take him to small claims court to try to get the money. They recused themselves because they knew him or something, and then they went to Yorktown, where again they recused themselves. This took months and months. Finally ended up in Peekskill. Judge Marr recused himself, and then I think it actually went to Judge Langdon, but they're all involved, and they make me, someone who has like no money, wait 6 months to finally go before the judge. Vincent, I can't remember his last name, didn't show up, and they rescheduled 3 times. So everybody can laugh about the people that don't matter, who don't have money, which is how it works everywhere in the world. No one's more crooked than anyone else. But there is this good old boys network that, for all I know, I mean no offense by this, but it's just true. It's human nature, and Judge Rooney may be friends with these people, but it's just very clear that these are businessmen who are looking to, you know, pass their developments through, and they want their judge in the pocket. And I don't know if Reginald Johnson would be any better. He might be a total jerk for all I know, but he seems like a very, very honorable man. From the few moments that I've heard him speak on the television government channel. So I'm sorry for this messy message. It's all over the place, but I just wanted to implore the judge to, if he hasn't made a decision already, to consider that Judge Marr was going to retire, and I wish him well, even though he's not been a good person to me. But I might as well really quickly tell you before this runs out that I also stood before Judge Marr last spring because the animal control officer told me that if I didn't give him a puppy that someone had given me to foster with the option to keep, that I could risk being arrested. Again, I turned my iPhone on and recorded this. So this is not just my word in the air. This is provable. And I ended up having to go before Judge Marr with a ticket that said I had a puppy without a rabies certificate or something, or without a dog license. That's all it was. I stood before Judge Marr. They stole my puppy, in other words. This was a valuable, rare breed puppy that nobody wanted, and they it's a crazy story. So without getting into all of that, the point is I stood before Judge Marr, and my Fourth Amendment right completely, spit upon, and Judge.
End of messages.
And then Judge Marr told me not to speak a word. I was not allowed to speak. I was not allowed to tell my side of the story. And he said, you can either walk out of here without any fine at all, or schedule a trial, set a date for a trial, at which point I would risk losing hundreds of dollars, and he knows that I am poor and don't have hundreds of dollars.